Hello everyone, welcome back to Snowbreak Containment Zone. Today I'm going to give you guys a guide on Infinite Sight Lyfe, who's an absolutely beautiful looking character. Really no surprise from CSUN Games. We get a lot of gorgeous characters in the game. As you guys can see, I do have her skin, which is gorgeous, but even if you don't have the skin, Lyfe is one beautiful looking character. Her base kit is still gorgeous. She's waifu like hell. It's pretty funny that we all got married, right? We're not single no more, guys. We're not single no more. We got this girl here. She's our lovely lady, if you will, our significant other, our massive waifu, whatever you want to call her. But she is a kinetic damage dealing character. And like I said earlier, guys, it's like reading a book when it comes to all this. I'm going to explain these things as we get through it. But her support skill does offer a stun when you have your neuronics leveled up. This is actually really good and can be pretty useful with that extra CC. That's actually really good, but the truth is, you're going to be using this character pretty much as a damage dealer. That's really what she is. She's just a powerhouse. And then, of course, her ultimate skill, which has a ridiculous amount of text, which we don't really need to get into in all truth, guys. And when you go into your manifestations, her M1, consuming dodge shot charges to dodge no longer consumes stamina, increases final damage of dodge shot. Dodge shot is whenever you use your standard skill, you're going to put a mark on your opponent, and whenever you dodge after that, that's a dodge shot. So this is actually really good. This is going to bump up her damage tremendously because she's going to do this over and over and over. M2, after Lyfe performs a dodge shot, gains 20 dodge shot charge. So the more dodge shot charge she has, the more often she's going to be able to do it, which is actually very, very good. Lyfe deals 12% more ballistic damage to targets with at least one instant insight mark, and that's the mark that you get after you use your standard skill. There's going to be a little eye on your opponent, and for additional mark, this effect increases by an extra 3%. So you're getting a lot of extra ballistic damage at M3. This is going to be really good against shields. And then M4, Unbound Frostbite skill level 1, just increases your damage more or less, guys. And then M5, when equipped with Kinetic Weapon, increases kinetic damage by 20%. Just a nice damage buff. If you want to know the sweet spot, my friends, really, in all honesty, in this game, just get the character, have her in M0, and just farm for them and level them up the slow way. I really wouldn't do a bunch of extra pulls unless you're a whale. I just wouldn't queue it up, guys, at all. When it comes to her weapon, I do have her big dog weapon, and this thing is freaking OP, guys, because it increases your kinetic damage by 18%. After skill hits, the target takes 14.4% more ballistic damage from the equipped operative for 3 seconds. So she gets that extra ballistic damage, and after a shot or ultimate skill hits, the target takes 14.4% more skill damage from the equipping operative for 3 seconds. So you can actually double up on this damage if you're really, really fast. And when both effects are active on the target, they both increase to 2 times the original value. So it's really, really important to do your dodge shots after your ultimates or after a shot. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about as we play here, right? And when you modify it, it's just going to get even that much more potent. Now, you do have the free-to-play option. And when it comes to a free-to-play option weapon, it's actually a really good weapon to use. You don't need her 5-star weapon. This thing's going to be more than good enough. You can actually take this thing up to tier 5 by farming these materials, just buying a bunch of copies of it. And you're going to have a really powerful setup. You don't need her 5-star weapon, but it is a good weapon, guys. It's honestly a huge bonus for her, especially doubling up on the damage. That makes a huge, huge difference for Lyfe. And when it comes to the rest of her build, my Lyfe is M0, and her weapon is only a tier 1. You're going to have to use these logistics. These logistics for her, the Nova Squad, is going to be what's OP for her big time. It's going to increase her kinetic damage. It's going to infinite sight dodge shot damage, insight ray damage, and devour divinity damage instance by 75%. So it's a massive, massive buff for her. And when it comes to her stats, you want attack, kinetic damage, and you want crits. I think that's going to be the best for her. She does a lot of hits with her guns, and she's going to crit quite often. It's really going to bump up her damage. If you have critical damage amplifier, that still would be also really, really good here. So that's the stats you really want to go for on your logistics. And manifestation, I already talked about this a while ago. And of course, we have max neuronics. Now, I want to talk about the teams that you can use for Lyfe and just show you guys a couple examples of how strong she really is. So I'm actually going to use this little free-to-play setup first, where I'm going to be using Acacia here, 4-star Acacia, and she's actually running the Navigator Squad, which will bump up your damage. She does have control, she has good range, she has a slow effect. She's actually awesome for a free-to-play setup. And then we're actually going to be using Chinzing. Now for Chinzing, you can do a little cheat and actually put on the Harada Guard squad set. I probably mispronounced that, but this set will be OP, especially for life, because one, it's going to increase the UE energy recovery by 40%. This is massive. And after the equipping operative uses their ultimate skill, in other words, Chinzing uses her ultimate skill, then you're going to gain the enthusiastic praise for effect for 25 seconds, increase all types of damage of the deployed operative by 20%. When changing operatives, effect is inherited by newly deployed operative. When the operative besides the equipping one uses their ultimate skill, while the effect is active, the bonus increases by 25%. So you use her ultimate skill, and then you switch back to your damage dealer, and you're going to get some huge buffs. You won't get it right away, guys, but you will get it throughout the fight. You'll see how fast we can actually do it. And for the weapon, what you want to use is you can use the Sneaky Break, which increases full squad UE energy recovery by 30%. This is really going to help out, guys. That's 70% UE energy recovery, right? Very powerful. It will allow Life to do her ultimate that much more often. She gets a 50% damage decrease received whenever she is doing her ultimate. She's not invincible when she's using it, but she's dodging all the time and she's moving constantly. So as long as you're moving her around, you're all good. This team is actually very strong for her. And by the way, for Acacia, for her weapon, you want to make sure that you're using the prismatic igniter, because this is actually going to increase the damage of your team members when you're switching team members out. Very OP setup for a free to play. And remember, this life is only M0, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use our Chinzing, get our healer, bring in Acacia, and there we go. So you hit your standard skill and then you dodge. Once that fills up, dodge again. See the mark that's on the opponent? There, we got hit, my bad. There we go, and dodge again, right? You want to dodge as much as you can. As soon as that thing fills up, you want to dodge, okay? And dodge. Okay, there's our standard skill, dodge again, right? Alright, now we want to use Acacia here. Alright, and dodge. Standard skill, dodge. Alright, now we're going to switch to her. We're going to use her ultimate skill so we can proc the Haradagar's set, okay? Now we're going to go back here. And watch this damage, guys. Like, it is just nuts.
It's just a scratch.
Look at that. Just murders this boss. This is a max neural simulation. Just absolutely destroyed it, okay? This is a free-to-play setup that you can use for your life. It is very powerful. I actually did this in 45 seconds with this team, or 48 seconds with this team. This took 57 seconds because I was, well, there you go. You see the 48-second time right there. But, you know, I was talking, so it took a little bit longer, right? OP team, guys. Very strong, and you're going to have a healer in Chinzing. Now, you can actually go a little bit more, you know, pay-to-win route if you want to, and actually switch out this Acacia for your 5-star Acacia. And 5-star Acacia, guys, is God tier. Again, you're going to have a Navigator squad on her, and then for your other character, you actually would want to use Tess. Tess is going to be very strong because you're going to have that Haradagar set on her, and it's going to be pretty damn OP, guys. So let me go ahead and slap that on her real quick. And this set you can farm for in the game. All you have to do is go to your fight here and then jump into operation. And once you click on this little guy right here, then you can click on the bottom here and you can actually set up your Haradagar team. Well, hold on here a second, guys. There we go. And you can just pick this here and you can start farming for it. So really OP setup. And let me show you how well this actually performs, right? And this is, like I said, more of the pay-to-win setup right here, okay? So because we're going to have the ultimate already with Tess, we're going to go ahead and switch to Tess and use her ultimate, okay? So we're going to switch to her. We're going to use her ultimate. That way we can get all these buffs. And Tess is just, I mean, honestly, guys, she's just such a good character to have, all right? And we're going to use Acacia. We're going to use Tess. And let's go. And boom. Okay, and as soon as that thing lights up, boom. All right, now we're going to use the ultimate. And you want to watch out with the ultimate, guys. You really want to move around a lot here. Keep moving. Now, something to note, guys, is that you can't really use your support skill. There we go. We had to watch out for that. And Look at that. Boom. Dead. Easy peasy, guys. Super, super easy with her, right? Especially if you have her gun. The moment that you apply that mark, you do a dodge, you use your standard skill, do the dodge again, and you will do ridiculous damage, guys. I mean, that was 42 seconds, right? And it could have been maybe even faster. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is going to be a more OP team because it's more, you're going to have, all these, limited characters on your team. But Tess and 5-star Acacia are god tier for life. They're super strong for her. You're going to be able to use your ultimate more often. You're going to have a whole lot more extra damage. But I showed you the free-to-play option where you could use a 4-star Acacia with, 4-star Chinzing, and you'll be just fine, guys. You'll get it done big time. There's some other options where you could put the Twilight Squad on certain characters, but I find you might have some range issues and things like that. So I really felt like these were two of the best teams that I could actually show for you guys. But that's really all it is with Life. I mean, all you do is you just use your standard skill and then dodge immediately. Start shooting at the target, build up that eyesight gauge, dodge again. Once your standard skill is ready, try to dodge, try to build up that gauge, dodge, use your standard skill, dodge immediately again, and you'll get both those effects from your limited weapon right off the get-go. You'll get all that extra damage, and she will just melt bars, my friends. She is OP as hell. And remember, when you're doing your ultimate, you can take damage. She has a 50% damage decrease received when she's doing her ultimate, but you just want to keep dodging and moving around and around and around. That way, and you want to make sure that you apply your support skills before you use your ultimate, because once you use that ultimate, you can't use your support skills if they're already off cooldown. So hopefully this helps somebody out there as far as playing with Life, guys. I love her to death. I think she's an absolute must pull if you need a damage dealer, if you want to get it done with her, because there are some really great free-to-play options, as well as free-to-play logistics and weapons that you can use to make a really OP team with this girl. So guys, let me know how y'all doing in the game. I do stream on Twitch and YouTube, link Twitch in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody. Take care.
Let's get this over with. I have a match to watch later.
Just 予備は十分にある。
With a strong body comes a heavy weight.
You can't.
Can you dodge them all? I've got you.
お前にふさわしい場所はバルカリ。
Final stop. Mission complete. Come back, Caboche.